so expensive, we're staying at room 13. Usually airy and usually very, and that's just how my life goes. And I don't ever try to dress to impress. Fuck you, preppy asshole. On the 14th floor where the bathroom door don't lock. So happy we don't gotta worry about the cops. We could all get arrested for this, but when the police mix, I don't give a shit tonight. Alright. She walks in the bedroom fast, despite all the noise from the crowd. Now she's bedless on the bathroom sink. Her mother would be so proud. Gets on a deed and there's a line to go pee, but the bathroom looks like a war zone.
Welcome into episode 67 of Phired Up, presented by Belly Up Media. Check them out at bellyupsports.com. You can also check out all the good stuff we have going on phiredupsports.com. Hopefully we have a lot of good Eagle stuff to talk about in the coming weeks. We finally got preseason football coming up. I'm Mike Giletto. Joining me as always is Dom Console. Dom, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing just fine. We also have Chris live from work again. How's it going, buddy?
Going good, man. Going good.
Firing people or
No, not tonight.
not tonight?
Trying to rehire people. Anybody need a job, I'll put the plug in.
Oh, there you go. Well, you have to hire a bunch of people because you just spent the last month or two trying to firing people, giving them the axe. What have you guys been up to in the last week?
Trying to fight this heat, man.
Yeah, dude,
it's been serious, man.
It certainly is. I started watching Euphoria this week.
Oh, okay.
And I'm probably a little late. I think the second season's done, right? So I just started watching it. The one thing I will say is I'm very surprised. I was a little caught off guard. I tweeted about this. A lot of dicks in that show. Just a lot. I'll just say it right there. Nothing wrong with it. I just wasn't expecting it. I got caught off guard. You know what I'm saying? Lots of cock and balls on that show.
Yeah, just like Pete Rose, cock high,
Exactly. And speaking of cock high, I got to tell you about Manscaped. Does your happy trail look more like a happy highway? Does your bush peek out over your fence? If you had to even think about the answer, you need the revolutionary product for Manscaped. Success is when preparation meets opportunity, and Manscaped's Platinum Package will make sure you're prepared when opportunity strikes. Join the 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code FIREDUP. The Manscaped Platinum Package 4.0 is a one-stop shop for the man who deserves it all. They designed this package to allow you to fully align your entire hygiene routine with elite products. Inside this package, this platinum package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, ultra premium body wash, ultra premium 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, ultra premium deodorant, crop preserver anti-chafing ball deodorant, crop reviver spray toner, anti-chafing boxers, and the Shed travel bag to hold all your goodies while traveling. The Lawnmower 4.0 body trimmer and Weed Whack nose and ear hair trimmer feature proprietary advanced skin-safe technology to protect your delicate parts and holes. Both are waterproof so you can shave with less mess. In addition to shaving, you can now completely upgrade your shower routine with the Ultra Premium Body Wash and Ultra Premium 2-in-1 Shampoo and Conditioner. You'll have your skin and hair feeling hydrated and smelling fresh. Don't forget, God, it's a lot to read right now. I can't talk. What's going on with me? Don't forget to apply their aluminum-free, ultra-premium deodorant and for that cologne quality scent on the go. We shouldn't have signature scent for our pits. Use crop preserver ball deodorant and crop reviver ball toner to make sure your go-to smell is top shelf and not sweaty balls. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Platinum Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Bring your comfort and boxers to another level. The Platinum Package 4.0 covers all the bases from head to toe and hair to ball fro. There you go. So, again, get 20% and free shipping with the code Phired Up. Use the Platinum Package because the gold standard is no longer good enough. So there you go. There's Manscaped. I need a drink of water because that was a goddamn mouthful.
You did a good job there, Mike.
I appreciate that.
I couldn't do that.
You did a great job. I couldn't understand a word. No, I'm just kidding.
Fair enough.
No,
Fair
I'm just
enough.
kidding. Really quick, going back
Go
to
ahead.
Euphoria.
Yeah.
What is your review?
What is my
your
take on it?
opinion?
Okay, so
Yeah.
we just finished season 1, or we're one episode into season 2.
Wait. Did you watch the? It's because there's like 2 episodes in between season 1 and 2. It's like they're like I think they're like 2 hours long each.
Maybe I didn't get there yet. Then maybe I just finished season 1.
Okay. Well, I don't
have to go somewhere different for that, right? Like that should be on the next episode list,
I
right?
don't think it is. It's really not that important because I mean,
Well, what sense does that make? That I have to go somewhere different to find?
well, because so what happened was like season 1 was like 2019 or whatever it was, and then they
Okay.
were gonna go 2020, but obviously COVID
Right.
pushed things back.
Uh-huh.
So they had like 2 episodes ready to go. So they did that like over COVID.
Yeah, but it should still
Over.
follow season 1. No, like I should hit play on episode 8 of
listen,
season 1, and it should go right into that first 2-part series.
Listen, we'll ride up to HBO ourselves. I'll ride with you. I don't make that. I don't. I could just tell you. I am a disciple. I am just sitting here spreading the word. I don't work for HBO. So
But anyway, back to it. It's I'm not fully in yet. Like it's
okay.
the story
It's
is
okay.
weird, and it's okay. There's a lot of like over dramatizing, if that's probably not even a word, of like the high school party scene. Like it's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
over dramatic.
Of course.
But I mean, it's
There's
okay.
it's a lot of like sexualized, like
Oh,
they
sure.
over sexualize things too.
Yeah.
It's an okay. It's a nice
it's
yeah.
okay. Yeah, it's okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's just
Yeah, I would say season 2 is better than season 1.
Okay.
Like there's more of a story. I think. But I think the only the real great part is Zendaya. I think Zendaya
She's
is
terrific.
incredible.
She's terrific. I
Other than
agree.
that, the show kind of is just like whatever.
The one
Yeah,
dude's a really good
never
actor. His character's a scumbag. The guy Nate.
Yeah.
His character is a piece of shit, but like he's a really good actor in that role. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
So
Never seen it.
okay. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like a go-to. So you're not missing a whole lot. It's okay.
It's just porn.
I-
That's really what it is.
Dude, honestly, it's essentially what season 1 it was just softcore porn.
Yeah.
I just got over COVID, so I watched Futurama again from start to finish. That is
Okay.
a really good show. Like it is really good. It was ahead of its time on the first original seasons. I don't know if you guys are like Matt Groening fans or Groening, whatever his name is, but I would definitely place it above The Simpsons in like
Wow,
humor.
really?
Yeah,
That's
in
that's
humor.
probably a hot take.
I don't find The Simpsons that funny.
Neither do I.
anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Futurama is one that I haven't really been like I didn't really get into all that
Yeah,
much.
me neither.
How long did that show run?
It ran, then it stopped,
Okay.
and
You're
then
right.
they rebooted it, and then it stopped again, and now they're rebooting it again on Comedy
Oh,
Central.
they really?
So it's just like the
Yeah.
cartoon version of Curb.
Yeah, yeah.
Essentially.
So when you say that you're like you started watching Futurama, like how many seasons is that? Like how long can you finish the
10.
entire series front to back?
10 seasons. It's 24 minutes an episode, 23 minutes an episode.
Okay.
I finished it.
How many
in
episodes?
3
18.
Okay. I thought it was much longer than that, honestly.
No,
I thought it was
Nope.
around like the 16, 17 year mark.
nope. It's because
Um,
it cut off and then it came back.
Right. I was never really into it either, but like even like a show like Family Guy, like the first like 10 or 12 years of Family Guy was really, really good.
Loved it. Yeah.
And then it just kind of like fell off a cliff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I was really into Family Guy, and another one that was so ahead of its time, and the things they were able to get away with is South Park.
South Park, yeah.
South
Oh,
Park.
yeah.
is-
They're still
is
going.
fucking great. It's still going. Yeah. And just the shit that they got away with, like especially in like the early to mid 2000s, is just insane.
Yeah.
So, all right, we can move on. I mean, I'm sure there'll be enough. We'll have some talk about TV shows at another time, I'm sure. But we got some Phillies to talk about. Lot of good stuff going on with the Phillies. We talking playoffs? Playoffs.
Playoffs.
I mean,
Listen.
they're
This-
hot right now.
Second wild card right now. Let's go.
Second wild card for the first time this season, I believe.
They are
And-
first in the NL Central.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
right, exactly. So I guess we could kind of talk about, before we get into the actual Phillies play, we could kind of talk about what happened at the deadline last Tuesday. Because I mean, I guess the Phillies were busy. It was a very quiet morning, and things didn't really happen until later. You acquire. I mean, I almost want to call it just one trade. You go to the Angels for two guys, Syndergaard and Marsh. You give up Moniak, Sanchez, and Ohapi, however you say his name.
No, JoJo Romero, not Sanchez.
No, it was JDL Sanchez.
I thought it was JoJo Romero got traded.
Who did he get traded for? Hold on.
Wasn't he in that deal? Or am I thinking something else?
Hold on. Yeah,
Was that David Robinson? Was he for Robinson?
No, Robertson was Ben Brown. Hold on. Let
I'm
me.
pretty sure JoJo got traded.
Hold on. Let's see. No, that was the Amundo Sosa deal.
Okay.
Like-
All right.
like 2
Never mind.
weeks ago or
All right.
whatever
Let's
that-
rewind.
yeah,
Let's rewind
okay.
here. All right.
Yep. So again, Syndergaard and Marsh, essentially for Ohapi, Moniak, and Sanchez.
That was my fuck up.
You're all good. Before we move on to the other moves that happened, what was your guys' first initial thought when those two moves went down?
Well, honestly, like I was sitting around but before that even happened, I was just sitting around like waiting, like what the hell is going on?
Yep.
When are we gonna make a move? Like, what are we gonna do
It
here?
was a very quiet morning. Yeah.
Yeah, and like 3:00 push, and it was like they still like I think they had made one of the deals,
The Marsh.
Marsh
Marsh
one was
and
fairly
Robinson
early.
were-
I think Marsh was the first one.
yeah, Marsh and Robinson were like right near each other,
Yeah.
and then like 4:30 creeps around, and you're like, what is going on? 4:45 creeps up, and then it's like 5:52, and they have 8 minutes to make a trade, and finally news broke with Syndergaard. So listen, they're not like the sexy names, but like I said on the show last week, you're not going to go out and get a number one pitcher. You're not going to go out and get an all-star caliber center fielder. You know what I mean? Like, so it's they aren't the sexiest names in the world, but who knows? Maybe this team is good enough to where you didn't have to go get the sexy name.
Yeah, and go ahead, Chris. Do you have anything to add to that?
I'm a Mickey Moniak fan. I just know that he didn't pan out here, and I just hated that we had to give him up for a rental player. Because that's basically what you did. You gave him up for a rent. Because Syndergaard's, hopefully for his career, he can bounce back a second, half of the year and maybe make himself a name for next year, but you're not going to be able to retain him anyway. So I don't know. That was stability versus instability. And I think Marsh is going to be okay. I actually like that move. I know we had to give up a higher prospect for him, but I just like Moniak. Baseball is just so hard with these prospects because you never know. And then, he goes and gets himself hurt anyway, but it's just a shame that he didn't pan out here.
2 home runs before he got hurt, by the way, Moniak.
And also, too, like, you also have to think, like, he may turn out to be a very nice player, but, like, here it wasn't going to happen because, like, this team sucks at developing players.
Yep.
So, like, maybe he goes there and he becomes a nice player. I don't think he's going to be a great player, but he could be a nice player. But I just didn't see it happening here, and it kind of sucks to trade him for a rental. But I'd rather trade him than, like, a Painter or
Oh, absolutely.
an Abel or one of those guys. And listen, like the thing with Syndergaard too, it's like if he could pitch well enough, you may see him. Hey guys, give me a 3-year deal worth $50 million, or like nothing too crazy.
Yeah,
he may take a couple dollars off for stability.
He's making $20 million this year. With the way he's pitched this year, he's not getting $20 million per year again. I don't think.
Right.
So again, if you could bring him back on a 2 or 3 year deal at a discounted price as your number 3 or 4 guy, I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, no, I agree. But it really depends how the rest of the year pans out too. Like he could suck, and if he sucks, then you don't really want to pay him.
Listen, 1 start, 1 complete game. I'm going to ignore the fact it was only in 5 innings, but he threw a complete game. That's all that matters. Right?
I don't even want to start with that with fantasy.
You went
Please.
against him, huh?
I did. And so anybody that's listening, Mike and I are in a fantasy league, and you get points for complete games, and it counted. The 5 innings counted as a complete game, and I wanted to throw my phone against the wall.
He got like 10 extra points.
Yeah.
4 earned runs, 5 innings pitched, and yeah, he had like 16 points because he got the win in the complete game. It was brutal.
Total bullshit.
So we can move the Marsh, and Dom, when you're talking about Moniak, you're talking about a team in the Phillies that can't develop prospects, and not that Marsh is a prospect, but he's young and he's 24 years old. He has a really good glove, really good offensively, but can we trust this team to develop him into a more effective offensive player, or do we really even need that from him?
Well,
But that's the one concern I have when it comes to Marsh.
Yeah, for sure. But also I think the problem with Moniak too, was he wasn't developing in the minor leagues either.
Sure.
And I think Marsh being in the majors, it kind of helps that a little bit, I guess. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing is if he hits 260, 270, and plays Gold Glove defense, and dude, he's really fast too. What was it, Thursday night? It was either Thursday or Friday night. He gets on. I think he hits a single. Somebody else comes up, hits a single, goes first to third, and then he eventually scores. First to third, dude, he was rounding those bases. He's got a ton of speed. So listen, it's a win-win. If he hits 260, Gold Glove defense, and retains that speed, honestly, I'd be ecstatic about that.
Dude, it's so weird. It's so weird looking at him because you look at him with the big beard. He doesn't look like a guy that should be fast. It's really odd. It's really bizarre to watch him. Yeah, right, exactly.
He runs
it's
like
really
a deer.
Weird. Yep.
He's like the Walmart brand version of Jason Worth.
Yeah, I have heard that one before.
Yeah.
it's not that far off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think the fact that because you obviously had to give up a better prospect to get Marsh, but the fact that he's 24 years old, he has team control. I mean, we've been talking about them having a true center fielder for the last few years, and I'll get to the other name in a second that they actually finally released. But the fact that you could get a center fielder that can play center field for your team for the foreseeable future, for the next 2, 3, 4 years, I mean, I think it's a really, really smart move.
I think that Marsh move is my favorite move. If I got to say out of all of them, that was my favorite move.
Well, it was one of my favorites only because that means they got rid of Odubel Herrera. We never have to see Odubel play baseball again here in Philadelphia, so it's a lovely thing.
And I think I agree too, because with the Marsh deal, I think Robertson really helps the bullpen, but
absolutely
I think the Marsh is probably my favorite one because he's 24. You have him under control for the next 5 or 6, 7 years, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he's already good defensively. So like I said, if he gets that average up even a little bit, he doesn't have to hit 300, but he's a nice end of the lineup guy. Who'll be here for years if he could stay. Listen, Odubel was here for years and did nothing. So
nothing. So nothing. Yep.
It's this guy is going to be here for as long as the Phillies or as long as he wants to be here. He
really could be the next Aaron Rowand out there in center.
Yeah. Also, really quick, so I saw this with Andrew Painter. Did you see in 100 innings this year?
Stupid.
Or I'm sorry, he's 100 strikeouts in 63 innings.
Stupid. He's been dominant.
And then his last start was really stupid. It was 7 inning complete game shutout. I don't know why it was 7 innings. I guess it's doubleheader. Do you know why that's?
I guess.
Or do they play 7 innings in single A?
I doubt it, but I have no idea.
So this just says an 11 strikeout, 7 inning game, complete game shutout. It says he and Mick Abel combined tonight. Oh yeah, so I guess it was a doubleheader. Mick Abel combined tonight for High A Jersey Shore. 13 innings pitched, 5 hits, 0 earned runs, and 19 strikeouts.
Jesus. I mean, listen, that's the future of the Phillies starting rotation.
Let's hope.
Let's hope.
I mean, with the way like these players have been developed in the last 25, 30 years, I mean, you never know. They get to that next stage in it.
True, but out of the last 25 to 30, I mean, you hit on a Cole Hamels, you hit on an Aaron Nola. Maybe they figured out how to develop pitchers.
That's 2 guys.
Nola,
sure.
Nola was a first-round pick, though, right?
I believe so.
And
all those guys are.
And he progressed really quickly too.
He was a college pitcher, that's why.
Yeah.
So he pitched 2-3 years in college and came out. He was drafted in 14, I guess, and he came out later, halfway through 15. So like he was a little bit further ahead than these guys. These guys are high school guys, so
Right.
or coming out of high school or came out of high school. But yeah, he was a little bit older, so it kind of made more sense. I think Hamels. I don't know if Hamels was a college pitcher or a high school pitcher coming out of the draft, but all those guys, Nola, Hamels, Painter, Abel, they're all first round picks.
Right.
So.
True.
But then you got the guys like I'm blanking on their names, but the guys you traded for Roy Halladay. They were supposed to be really good.
Kyle Draybeck.
Yeah, I think there was,
He was
there another guy too.
untouchable.
Yeah. And what did he do?
Yeah,
He's coaching Little League.
Dominic Brown was untouchable too.
Yeah, exactly. So so what?
Yeah,
I'm gonna hold my tongue with these guys.
It was
I
Kyle,
don't want to trade them.
Kyle Drabick, Travis d'Arnaud, and Michael Taylor.
Yeah. Okay. So those are two guys that are still in the league.
Yep.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna hold my breath. I'm gonna hold my breath for now, but I don't want to trade those guys, and I'm excited for it. But with the way that like the Phillies have not been able to develop guys in the last X amount of years, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I would say. But again, I talked about Odubel getting released. One guy that also we never have to see again is Familia. Kind of came after the Robertson signing. Familia was a train wreck, and when they signed him, I didn't hate it because he showed that he had stuff before, and if you could recapture that magic, I think it could have done wonders for the bullpen. It didn't work out; it ended up being a train wreck. But I like the Phillies' ability to acknowledge it didn't work instead of trying to push a narrative that like, oh, he'll be able to find it again, and then just keep trekking him out there and it not working. The fact that they acknowledged it and moved on from him is real encouraging for me.
Man, you're sounding like Howie Roseman out
Yeah,
there.
I was gonna make that joke too.
You were throwing shots at one other GM.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna make that joke. They released 3 guys in August. It's like the Eagles training camp, just cutting guys in August. They love cutting guys in August.
Yeah, exactly.
They cut Odubel twice already.
Yeah.
What was it? Once earlier this year, and once when he beat the shit out of his girlfriend.
Yeah, that whole story is still wild to me. But yeah. So yeah, I mean,
my only worry with the Phillies right now is actually their bullpen, because you didn't really get to. They've been just blowing teams out, where like you haven't really needed them to come in that tight spot. So that's where my worry is. Like, what is Robertson gonna bring? Like,
he's been very good this year. Very good.
but
He looked good so far as a Philly too.
Pain before.
Yeah, and it's hard to kind of judge. And listen, you play who's on the schedule, and you're supposed to beat the bad teams, but it's hard to really judge this team as a whole when the last 2 weeks you've played Pittsburgh and Washington.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
It's real hard to judge the team based on that.
So Chris, so when you say like, are you worried about what he was in the past here? Is that what you're saying?
I'm worried about how he is in general, like what's going to happen here with him.
Okay, because I was gonna say, if you're worried about him, what happened with him the first time here, you just got to remember Philadelphia's a bubble, and when you come into the bubble, everybody gets hurt, no matter what sport you play. So it's just like an injury-prone bubble.
I did like the stuff he had to say about it. Like, he seems like rejuvenated about coming back here. He feels like he has unfinished business.
Oh yeah, he stole money.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Wow.
But
he got hurt, and then
right. It was unfortunate. I don't know that he didn't pull a who was a Sixers player that was famous for like bowling or something? Bynum. He didn't pull a Bynum, right? Like, he legitimately got hurt. It didn't work out. Whatever.
Right.
But,
and like this city fucking sucks with like trainers and all that shit. Like look at the dude from the Flyers. What's his name?
Bobby
Ellis.
Brink. Oh,
No,
Ellis. I was
Yeah.
Bobby Brink's out.
Yeah,
for
they're
about 5
still
months,
they're
but-
like he's been hurt for like fucking 18 months, and
they still don't know what's wrong. Yep.
So like you just come in this bubble, and it's like
Yep.
it's like under the dome.
And
It's like weird shit
Who
happens.
knows what it is? It's the water. It's what you've been saying it for months now. It's the water.
It's in the water. Yeah,
It's in the water.
it's in the tap water. It's in the fucking like the sprinklers. Yeah, it's everywhere.
Yep.
I tore a quad this year. You know,
Playing soft pitch co-ed softball.
it's in the water, man.
It's true. I was doing yard work, last week or 2 weeks ago, and I pulled something in my groin, hip
You're
area.
literally
So,
the oldest 30-year-old I've
it's
ever met.
awful. I know. So I couldn't walk for like 4 days because of it. It was brutal. All right, but anyway, listen. The Phillies have been hot. I talked about it. They played Pittsburgh and Washington over the last 2 weeks, so take that what you will. But since June 1st, they
You
are
can only play who's on the schedule. So
Exactly true.
Well,
But
they
since
split.
June,
They split with Atlanta too.
they did. Since June 1st, they are 39-19. They have the third best record in Major League Baseball since that time frame.
and like Chris said, they're in first place in the, the NL Central.
Yep. What is this team a contender? Should I even drop the C word? Is this team a
Dude,
contender?
they're friggin' what, like 2.5 games out of the first wild card spot with
Three
the
and a half
Braves.
games, I think.
3.5?
Was. Yeah,
Uh,
because the Phillies have
yeah, they're 2.5, aren't they?
of the first wild card. I thought I saw
Yeah.
3.5
So
earlier.
the Braves are 3.5. We're a half a game. So wouldn't that be 2.5?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Talk amongst yourself.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
3.5 up. They don't go off of what you're behind the guy in front. It's how many you're up on the guy.
Okay.
below
So it is
you.
3.5 then. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So or it's 3. I lied. It's 3 total.
It's 3. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3. But yeah, just because the Phillies since June 1st have the third best record in MLB, the Braves are the second best. So it's how it works, I guess.
They struggled against the Mets, right?
They either got
weekend?
swept or they lost 3 or 4. It was something like that.
Yeah.
I know they struggled
Yeah, they
against them.
lost. Yeah, 3 or 4. Yeah.
3 or
no,
4,
they
yeah.
played a 5-game series.
Played a 5-game series.
Yeah, they went 4-1, or they went 1-4.
Really,
Yeah,
dude.
Thursday to
watch
Sunday.
Watch out for the Mets.
No, wait. Oh, doubleheader. Sorry, there was doubleheader.
The Mets aren't crumbling like I thought they would. Like it's gotten a lot closer since they kind of came out of the gate early on. But the Mets, they might be for real.
I'll say this, as I agree with you, but I'm not scared of the Mets. I'm really not.
You know what
If
scares
we had
me?
to play them in
Dom?
the playoffs, I'm not scared of them.
Yeah,
I
but you
think-
know what scares me? We don't have anybody on our team with like playoff experience. Like, there's nobody on this team that's
Harper's
been
been
there
to the
done
playoffs.
that.
He hasn't gone far, but he's been to the playoffs. I think it was every other year of his
Harper?
career in Washington. Yeah.
Really?
I don't think he's ever gone past the first round, but I think it was from his rookie year up until his last year in Washington. It was every other year he made the playoffs. So, of what was he there, 6 or 7 years? He's only been to the playoffs 3 or 4 times. Like,
He's been to the
But-
playoffs. He's been to the playoffs 4 times.
but yeah, other than that,
That's
2012, 2014, 2016, 2017.
JT hasn't, Hoskins hasn't. Who plays second? Segura really hasn't. Bohm hasn't. Obviously, Stott hasn't.
Segura hasn't. I mean, what year was he on the Cleveland team that went far? Was he,
He
on
was
that
on
team?
Cleveland.
He didn't play for Cleveland.
He didn't
played
play
for
for
Milwaukee.
Who am I
Seattle.
thinking of that went to
Milwaukee and
Cleveland?
Seattle.
That's right, Seattle.
He
Who
might
am
have played for one Arizona. Did he play for Arizona? No, that's
He did
DB.
play for Arizona.
He played for Arizona for 1 year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know who I'm thinking of to play for Cleveland. Who knows? what I'm
Castellanos made it for the wild card game and lost. That's his only playoff game.
Marsh
Cubs.
wouldn't have because the A's don't make the playoffs.
Angels.
And none of,
I'm sorry.
none
I'm all sort of fucking discombobulated. That I don't know
none of
what's
the
going on.
pitchers, right?
Right. None of the pitcher. Oh, Syndergaard pitched in the World Series.
Yeah. Syndergaard and
Wheeler
Yeah.
Wheeler didn't pitch. He was hurt.
They kept him out that year.
Yeah.
Right?
He was out, and they wouldn't even let him sit on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, talk about bullpen. I'm sure Robertson has.
No, well,
Yeah, with the Yankees.
Well, when-
Yeah, I was gonna say with the Yankees. Yeah.
that whole thing, like playoff experience, I think does play into it. Like,
I think it's
like
fair.
can they make it there? Yeah. But
Sure.
Am I contender? I don't think they're there yet.
That's why. Go ahead, Dom.
No, I was just gonna say I've been saying it for like even last year when we were talking about when we started this podcast and we were talking about the Phillies last year. I don't think the goal is to win. I mean, obviously it's always to win the World Series, but like I think you got to make the playoffs first. Like that. That's what I'm looking for. Like I would love for them to win the World Series. I'd love for them to win a series, but.
That was
let's
going to
just
be
make
my
the playoffs.
that was going to be my point. Is like when we talked about last year's team going into August and September, they had one of the easiest schedules in baseball. They were fighting for a wild card spot, and we said they're not a contender. Get in, gain playoff experience because that would have been good for this team this year. So like the failure really comes back from last year because then maybe we go in saying, all right, this team has playoff experience. They're red hot. They're ready to go.
You know who's got a lot of playoff experience?
Go ahead. Who's this?
Kyle Schwarber.
There you go.
He got a lot of big moments. He's won the World Series with the Cubs.
With the Cubs.
Yeah, he was in the playoffs last year. He was huge in the playoffs.
Yep.
For the Red Sox.
Yep.
So that listen.
Yeah, I forgot about Schwarber.
Everything helps, But I agree.
Schwarber's 200 batting average is really gonna help this team win a World Series. Listen, he hits a lot of home runs. 200 is unacceptable.
Listen, man. Sometimes the stage is set for the
sure,
star.
Absolutely.
Yep.
What about my boy Hall?
Yeah.
Long ball Hall.
Listen, the Matt Stairs, man. That's your Matt Stairs coming off the bench.
What happens to Hall when Harper comes back?
Yeah. Mike and I were talking about that yesterday, walking into the practice, and I was like, it's so crazy that people are saying like what happens to Hall when Harper comes back, and like Mike made
there's a spot for him right on the bench.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I said, you see that spot all the way down on the bench, that empty spot? That's for his ass. That's exactly what it's for.
Have him come in, as in a pinch hit kind of role. And I think he could do well in that role, but he's not a starter for this team down the stretch.
No.
With a healthy lineup.
No.
As good as he's been really good, but
again, like he's hitting home like two homers a game against like the Nationals.
Right. Exactly.
So listen,
and they were both solo shots too.
Yeah.
So.
And it gives him confidence. I understand, but listen, we're talking about Bryce Harper here.
Yeah, right.
And
the MVP of the league.
Right. And I think, Mike, you made the comment, like, I don't think people are saying, like, what did you say yesterday? You're like, I don't think people are saying, like, necessarily take him out for Harper.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of if you send him back down.
Right.
No, you don't go. No, because don't you're and you also gain roster spots, right?
Just one
in September. I thought it was 2. I could be wrong.
I think it's the roster's 27, isn't it? And they go to 28.
It might be. I'm not. I could look it up. I'm not entirely sure.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is now.
But it happened September 1st, I believe.
Yeah, it used to be like 3 players, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they moved it. It might be 2. I think they moved it down to 1 though.
Okay.
Yeah, because your roster's 27. I think you get 28. You get 1 player.
So this was back in 2021, so I imagine this is still updated. Under current rules, major league teams are allowed to carry 26 players on their everyday active roster.
Okay.
Clubs can add a 27th player.
Okay, so I had it backwards.
Yeah, so it's 1.
Yeah,
you were right.
I
You
thought it was
just
27
had
to
it off
28. Yeah.
26 to 27.
Yeah. So.
Oh, wait. Hold on. I lied. Clubs can add a 27th player. I didn't read it all. Clubs can add a 27th player on days in which they play a doubleheader. In September, those roster limits expand to 28 and 29 on twin bill days. So 28. So you could add 2. It's 26 to 28.
Okay.
So there you go. Right. So you can add 2.
I think maybe I'm thinking of it used to be 3, and they changed it to 1. Like they took 1 away instead of it only being 1. Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
Yep. So. But yeah, he's got a spot, and I also don't know what happens to his contract and if they have any plans to keep him, past his year. Because from my understanding, he was supposed to be a minor league free agent.
Yeah.
But because they called him up, he's no longer a minor league free agent. So they actually, by calling him up, might have
arbitration
or something like that. Yeah, they might have control over him. I don't know exactly what it is. I think, but they have control of it.
Don't you get to renew for 3? Well, yeah, I guess. So in a normal player, you get 3 years, right? And then you get arbitration for 3 years.
Something.
I think you get 3 years.
3, yeah.
I think you get 3 renewal years, and then 3 arbitration years, and then you're a free agent. But I don't know how it would work with coming up.
Baseball contracts are the most confusing thing in the world.
Yeah.
So confusing.
But yeah, no. Listen. I think he could be a Greg Dobbs, Rocco or not. Who's the DeLucci? Remember DeLucci?
Yep.
David DeLucci, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would come up and hit a double down the line for you, like in a pinch hit spot, or you could play 50
I don't know.
games.
I think he's like a Matt Stairs.
Yeah, I think Stairs is a good comp.
Well, I'm just saying like a good player off the bench. Yeah.
Alfasano.
Yeah.
Totally. You guys got anything else Phillies wise before we move on?
listen, I appreciate everything Didi Gregorius has tried to do for the Phillies,
Yeah,
but it was time to let go and
absolutely.
wish him nothing but the best of luck. And listen, when the Phillies win a ring, he'll probably get one this
Yeah,
year.
I mean he's been on the team, half
Yeah.
the year.
So
So
that's my final.
neither you answer are they contenders, and you
Yes.
just said they're going to win a ring this year. So your
Yes.
answer is yes, they are.
Oh
contenders.
yeah. I think they're a contender. I mean, they're in a spot right here, and we're halfway through August. I mean,
Yep.
they're playing really well. They're hitting the ball really well, and they have an easy schedule. So the difference between last year and this year is they're a much better team this year. They have Castellanos, who's heating up, Schwarber, who's second in home runs, right?
Yeah.
Is he? It
I think
sounds
he
about
is.
right.
You got Syndergaard, you got Wheeler, you got no. I mean, you're adding pieces and you're adding to what is already very good. So I'm gonna say it, man. They're contenders. They're ready to make that leap into the playoffs.
Contenders, the C word. There you go. It's, how dare we use that word in August? Listen, it's been a decade since Phillies playoff baseball, so it'll be nice to finally watch.
And Chris is firing somebody.
And listen, the only way it had to happen was the MLB had to add a third playoff team, and the third wild card team. That's the only way the Phillies were able to get in.
No, I mean the second wild card right now.
That's true. They are.
So-
They are. I just I'm
So
very
what's
pessimistic
the
person,
second?
you know that.
The second and third wild cards, they play a 3-game series.
I don't know what the format is, to be honest with you. I
Yeah.
could look it up.
That's crazy. It's just times are changing, man.
Yep. It used to be so much harder to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now they're letting everybody in.
See, like I'm not for like the whole like I understand like the back in my day, like only 4 teams made the playoffs. Like I'm not with
There was
that.
a lot
but, like,
less
I'm also
teams
not
back in
with
that day.
Yeah. Well, not in 1980.
Well,
You had probably 2 less teams than you have now,
yeah,
but
true.
I'm definitely not for like letting like 12 teams in
Right.
or whatever it is, 16. What's it, 8 and 8?
Yeah, sounds about right. It's 6 and 6 because it's 3 wild card teams and 3 division winners.
Okay, so 12, yeah,
6 and 6, yeah.
that would be 12, right? We're not math guys.
So let me see Hold on, let me see what the playoff.
Did we fire somebody?
No, somebody just walked out.
Oh,
Same
they
thing.
quit.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Just like right now, they just said, "Yo, I'm quitting."
No, he
Oh.
just came and told me that another one did.
Oh, wonderful.
My overnight manager. So
Did you tell them,
I'm like,
listen, I'm taking care of business right now?
Wait, but like they don't come to you to quit?
they just walked out of the building.
Oh,
They came
oh.
in, saw the workload, and just like turned around and walked
He
out.
said, nah,
Why
I'm
would you
good.
even come in?
So I don't
All
know.
right, so here,
All right, so now Target, like I listen, man, they're really hiring now.
got people leaving left and right.
Listen, man, one guy just walked out. I mean,
So here's
SOS.
fill out an application right now in our comments.
here's the playoff format for MLB. So the number 1 seed is a team with the best league record. The number 2 seed is the second best division winner. The number 3 seed is the third best division winner. The number 4 seed is the best record among non-division winners. And then 5th and 6th, whatever. I'm sure we can figure that out. But the number 1 and 2 seeds will get a bye in this
Yeah.
format, while number 3 seed will host the 6th seed in a best of 3 series. The same will occur between 4 and 5.
Oh, so the wildcard teams don't play. Wait,
So if the playoffs ended today, they would play they're the 5th seed. They would play the Braves.
right, in a 3-game.
Correct.
And then the 6 would play the 3 in a 3.
The 6 would play the 3,
Yeah, I don't know
which
if
is
I
one
like
of the
that.
division winners
I don't know if I like that.
in a 3-game series.
I mean, you know what? It's competition.
Yeah, it's what else are you gonna do?
You
at
love to
this
see
point?
who's the 3?
The 3 right now. I don't know who that would be. That's a good question.
The Cardinals.
Is it the
yeah.
Cardinals? Okay.
So who they would play the?
Yeah, it's the Cardinals. Yeah. So the Phillies will play the Cardinals.
No. The Cardinals.
I'm
would play
sorry.
the
I'm sorry. The
Padres.
Cardinals will play the
Padres.
the Padres. Correct.
Yeah. I don't know if it was like the Brewers or the Giants. I'd
Which,
be like,
which, by the way, the Padres have a better record than the Cardinals.
Yeah.
yeah. Only by a game.
Only by a game, but still.
What was I gonna say here? I forget what I was gonna say here. I was gonna say something about the standings, but it kind of lost my mind.
That's fine. It's
Yeah.
It's been a clusterfuck of a show for
Yeah,
myself
yeah.
included.
People getting people walking out. You know.
Dom, do you have trivia this week or no?
I don't.
No?
No.
All right, that's fine. I don't have anything either, so
Oh.
I was so like 10,
Come on,
15
just
minutes.
shoot a team out.
All right. Let's go 2014.
Oh boy.
2014. Let's type in the Boston Red Sox. I feel like we probably did this before.
They
but-
won the World Series that year.
No,
Did they?
2013. Didn't they?
No, 2014 they finished 5th in the AL East.
Yeah, I think it was 2013. Yeah.
Giants that year.
Yeah.
2014
Giants Royals.
Boston Red Sox.
All right. All right.
David Ortiz.
Yeah.
He was their DH, correct?
Yes.
Pedroia.
He was their second baseman.
Was Hanley Ramirez on that team? Was he there
no.
yet?
Nope.
Okay. 2014. Jackie Bradley and Mookie Betts, I don't think we're up there yet. Was Mookie a rookie?
Mookie was 21 years old, but he wasn't in their starting lineup.
Okay.
It's not yet. He only played 52 games, so they might have called him up later on.
Xander?
Jackie Bradley Jr. was on the team. He was
Okay.
a center fielder.
Okay. Oh, man.
Who did you say, Chris?
Xander.
Xander was their shortstop, correct? 21 years old.
Who played third? Who played catcher? Napoli?
It's
Napoli.
not Napoli. No.
Was Napoli on the team?
No. Oh, you know what? I lied. Napoli played first.
Okay. Well, there's your first baseman.
He was their first baseman. I was looking at catcher. My bad.
It's so weird. It's like so hard because I've been watching the Jeter documentary and like obviously like the early 2000s, mid 2000s they play the Red Sox a lot. So it's like I'm trying to decipher.
Hold your thoughts on that because I wanted to ask you about that.
Okay,
when
okay.
we're done this.
Was Cespedes? Was that the year he got traded for half the season?
He played 51 games, so he's
Yeah.
not listed
Okay.
as a starter because he only
Lester.
played 51 games.
Lester for him was Lester.
Okay.
John Lester, pitcher.
John Lester. Yep. He played. How many games? Played a
I
bunch,
can't think of
but
any
yeah.
pitchers. Papelbon wasn't there.
No.
He was already gone
Buchholz.
from here.
Buchholz was their
Yeah,
number one pitcher.
Buchholz. Yeah, I was thinking there was a young guy, and that might have been him.
Buchholz was 29.
Okay, so it wasn't him.
No.
Is there a young guy?
The youngest is two guys are 25.
Okay. Maybe I'm thinking of like Lester in like 08, 09.
So I'm still missing.
Victorino's not on that team, right?
He was on the bench.
Okay.
So you guys are missing the catcher, the third baseman, the left fielder, the right fielder, and a few pitchers.
Red Sox.
Yeah, I got nothing here.
So their catcher is probably more known as a Chicago White Sox.
Pierzynski.
Yep.
Oh wow, okay. There you go.
He won the World Series with them, right?
So
I
wait,
love him.
we need third base, right
So
field.
their third baseman played a total of 6 seasons, 3 with Boston, 1 with San Diego, 1 with Milwaukee, 1 with Texas.
Is he like? We know him.
Probably not.
Okay, wonderful.
But it is weird because in his baseball reference picture, he's wearing a Phillies hat. So he might have gotten drafted or was at one time was a member of the Phillies, but never played for the Philadelphia
spring
Phillies.
training stint.
Maybe. I don't know.
Spring training.
It's possible. I don't have any
what do we
stat
need,
with
right
him
field?
with the Phillies. And then a left fielder.
I thought we got
And the
Cespedes.
right fielder. Left fielder and right fielder.
I thought we got Cespedes left.
Nah, lefty, he was on the bench.
Really?
Oh, but maybe they traded for him. He didn't play. He only played 51 games with the Red Sox.
They probably traded. This is probably the opening day.
I think it goes by how
Who
many
plays the
games
most,
how many
yeah.
games they've played at the position.
Yeah,
for the
because
year.
they traded for Cespedes. He played.
Right.
Was Johnny Gomes there?
Johnny Gomes was
Johnny
their,
Gomes,
was
left
their
field?
left fielder. Yes. Yep.
Okay. Right field.
Nava?
Yep.
I was gonna say Baldelli.
Daniel Nava.
Third baseman. Not Euclid.
Nope.
You said he played for the Phillies?
He's wearing a Phillies hat in his baseball reference picture, but he never played a game for the Phillies, so I don't know what that picture's from. It's probably spring training or AAA. I have no clue. But he played for the Red Sox, the Padres, the Brewers, and the Rangers.
Will Middlebrooks.
Yep, there you go. It's a fake
Sickening.
name, random generated name. I've never heard that guy before, but sure. And then you guys are missing a few pitchers. I think you named Buchholz and Lester already.
Dude, I got nothing.
There's two names.
Peavy?
There's two names you know. Who was that?
Peavy? Jake
Peavy.
Peavy?
Yes, Peavy
Jake
was.
Peavy,
Yep,
okay.
he was on that
Wait,
team.
was
Andrew Miller?
Andrew Miller. He was in the bullpen. Yes, he wasn't their closer though.
Koji Uehara?
Yep, he was their closer.
bro? I got nothing.
The one pitcher, him. He played for Anaheim / LA, and then Boston, and then St. Louis and Chicago after that. Nothing.
Is there a relief? I feel like there's a relief pitcher that is still on the roster.
No, Wakefield. Was Wakefield on that team?
No.
A relief pitcher though.
That's still on the roster?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Not that I see.
The Angels guy.
Is the Philly guy? Oh, the Phillies guy is a position player. Oh, he was the third baseman. Okay, never
Third
mind.
baseman.
Yeah.
However, one of the pitchers is a former Philly.
I think I know who it is.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Is it Workman?
It is Brandon
I
Workman.
knew Workman was on that fucking roster. That's where I got the Phillies thing.
Yep.
Are we missing one starter?
There's 6 listed, so you're technically missing 2, but I'll give it to you if you get the last one. If you get one more.
We know these guys? Like
The one guy you definitely know, absolutely.
a starter, right?
Yep.
It's
it
not-
was-
Is it
was
like
more-
John Lackey?
It is John Lackey.
John Lackey.
yes.
Okay. Dude, I was thinking of like an LA pitcher, but I was thinking Dodgers more than Angels.
And then the
He
last
pitched for
one,
the Angels for a little.
the last one is Rubby De La Rosa.
No.
Rubby.
Rubby, good old Rubby. So yeah, that was fun. So Don, back to the Jeter documentary.
Yeah.
Have they released everything, or is it just like a week by week thing they release?
So the first 2 episodes were the night of the Home Run Derby, I think it was, and
Okay.
then Thursday they released 2 more. Last week they released 2. So what's that? 1, 2, 4, 6, and then
Math guys.
Yep, and then next week's the last one.
Okay. How is
So
it?
they're
so
releasing
far?
2 at a time, and then the last one's on its own. I guess it might be the
Probably
longest
longer,
one.
yeah.
Yeah,
How is it so far?
I love it.
Okay.
I absolutely love it. But I love Jeter, so like
I don't know if I use the word love with Jeter. I don't hate him the much
I
as
think
I should
you'll like
hate a
him.
Yankee.
yeah, I think you'll like him more after watching.
I just don't know how much I care about Jeter's story.
It's
Unless,
interesting.
like, does he talk about at all the the gift baskets he's given to the
Yeah, that
girls?
comes up.
Does it really?
Yeah,
Maybe I will
it's
be.
it's a
interested.
later episode. It's like probably like the 5th.
Does he
episode?
confirm these rumors? Or
I
if you
don't.
Okay, you don't want to spoil it. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. I got you. Okay,
It does get brought up.
okay, I'll have to watch.
He does go into it.
Because like that's the off the field stuff with Jeter and all that like stuff is I think more like dramatic and interesting than like his on the field play personally.
You'll love this then because
Okay.
they really go into that too, like how he was New York at that time, and like he never understood why he was more important than guys like Bernie, who at before Bernie left, they won the same amount of World Series. Bernie Williams was just as important, he thought, and like he just never really understood like watch it like why his life in the club, like going out to a club or dating a girl, was more important than like Bernie and his wife.
Right.
Like, so he definitely really goes into that a lot. A-Rod's in it a lot. Everybody knows how I feel about A-Rod. I hope he fucking chokes on a chicken wing and dies. That's actually very extreme. That's very extreme.
Damn, dude.
It's very extreme, but I cannot stand A-Rod. Oh man.
That's just the opinion of 1/3 of Phired Up podcast. I
don't know.
I
don't know if it
I
is.
can't claim that I want A-Rod to
I don't
quote unquote
all right,
choke on
all
a
right.
chicken wing and
Listen,
die.
Listen. The heat of the moment got it to me. Okay.
Okay, so now you're
I don't want to
retracting.
wish death on anybody.
So now you're
but I hope he
retracting.
gets.
No. You know what? No.
No.
You stand by your statement.
Listen, I got a life here. I can't. You know. Listen, I hope he's. I hope he's in a lot of pain. Okay.
Uh-huh.
That's how much I hate A-Rod. But he's in it a lot. Like they're kind of their relationship on and off the field. Like you just kind of see Jeter's career like kind of. You know, it's very obvious. You know,
Yeah.
the first 5 or 6 years he was on top of the world, and then it kind of comes crashing down. He gets older. It's really, really good though. Like it's not all just about what's on the field. Like
Okay.
it's about his relationship with like Cashman, like his relationship with people outside. Like his parents are in it a lot. His sister's in it a lot. Like
It's
it's an interesting story.
Is it mainly, you might not even gotten to this part yet, it might be on the next week, you know, the last episode or whatever, but so far, has any of the stuff, is it mainly just about his career as Yankee, or does any of like the Marlins stuff come up from later?
That's not there. I think that might be in the last episode.
Okay, because I'm curious how that whole thing went down.
Yeah. So it kind of like the first episode kind of, I would say like half of it is, like how he was like coming out of high school. Like he was really nobody until like halfway through high school, and then like
Right.
he kind of made a name for himself. He was just this like half black, half white kid from Michigan. Like nobody knew who he was, and like he kind of moved up on the rankings. And I forget who he said it was. He was ranked like the 5th or 6th best high school prospect, and the number 1 guy was somebody who was good in the MLB. Might have been Andrew Jones or somebody else was number 1. And he's like, I want to be better than that guy. And like by the end of the year, he was like the number 1 prospect coming out, and it kind of talks
really?
about how he got drafted by the Yankees and like coming up and how much he struggled, and then kind of like found his groove and what he did. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious.
I will say this. I think it's the 5th episode. It's either the 4th or 5th episode. They it's the Phillies World Series in 2009, and it's, you know, listen. Jeter is a killer. He's got that Jordan mentality, that Kobe mentality, where he's going to go out there. He wants to be the best. He's going to kill you, like. And just to hear him like not trash the Phillies, but like it's like, oh, like he's like, I wanted to kill them, and I was like, oh, like I love this guy, but not as much as I love the Phillies, and
Yeah.
it's kind of a heartbreaker.
The killer in that World Series, in my opinion, was Hideki Matsui.
Oh, Matsui and A-Rod.
Yeah.
They were both. Yeah.
Matsui was just like unreal that postseason.
Yeah.
What an underrated player, Matsui.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Dude, and like the whole A-Rod 2 thing, like that was the year I think he got PEDs, so he missed like
Yep.
most of the year, and
Yep.
then he comes back in the playoffs and like tears it up, and like
Yep.
him and Jeter like kind of don't really like each other by that point, and like, dude, A-Rod's such a fucking asshole too, like how much he like talks shit about Jeter, and they were like best friends, and then Jeter was like always the bigger man, like always, they basically like he talked shit on him for so many years, and then finally they were like, yeah, we have a chance. And how they got A-Rod was crazy. Like it kind of happened by accident. And then like, because who's gonna go to the Red Sox? I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah,
Like,
vaguely.
he had a deal for with the Red Sox, and it kind of fell through. And he's sitting next. I don't want to give too much away, but like he sits next to Cashman at this event, and like they just start talking. And a day later, they call Jeter. They're like, yeah, we're gonna trade for A-Rod. Is that cool? And he's like, as long as he doesn't play shortstop. And they don't like each other at that. Well, he doesn't like A-Rod at that point, and like just to kind of like be the
Did they
bigger
have,
man
did they have
to
beef
win.
leading up to it? I'm sure I'll watch the documentary. I'm sure they'll explain
Yeah.
it. but,
Well,
like,
I mean, it's basically like they've always been compared. I'm gonna try to give you what I'm not gonna try to give you too much, but basically they were always compared, and like A-Rod thought,
They're
and
completely
A-Rod was
different players, though.
right, and A-Rod was a way better player, like before knowing he cheated, but like, dude, he was like a
Everybody was
40
doing it, but whatever.
right, but well, not everybody. Jeter literally said in the documentary, he said, "No, I wasn't doing it."
No, sure, but I don't know. I can't take that away from players being all-time greats, but I understand why people do.
Well, I'm just saying.
Sure, go ahead. Yeah,
A-Rod is a better player. Like, he's hands down
Sure.
was a better player for many more years, and he was a shortstop who hit like a third baseman. Like, it's just kind of what it was. And they were always kind of compared, and like they took like a what do you call it? A cover photo of like Jeter like put his arm around like A-Rod's head, like, and it kind of made Jeter look like he was the more superior, and like he didn't like that, and like he went on what's that show? The dude who's good friends with Sandler. He's in some of his movies. He's a sports.
Clue.
He's got a sports show. I can't think of his name, but anyway, he's on. He's got like recordings of like A-Rod's
show.
Yeah, he like talks sports every day.
I have no clue.
Okay, anyway, he's A-Rod's on the show and basically says like, I'm a way better player. Like, screw him. Like this, that, and the other. And like Jeter was just like taking it and was just like, you know what? 5 years later, they became teammates because Jeter wanted to win, and obviously they only won one World Series together against the Phillies. But it's really interesting.
Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely want to watch it, but yeah, I'll get to it at some point. Sounds interesting. It does.
Yeah.
All right, we can move on then. We got a little bit to talk about. So we went to with the Eagles. We went to the open practice on Sunday. It was packed. I'll say that. What were your guys' thoughts on the practice in general? What players stood out, if any? But just overall take on the open practice on Sunday.
I'm gonna let Chris go. I'm gonna let Chris go first on this.
Okay.
It was boring.
Yeah.
Very vanilla. I don't know. The big highlight was that throw to A.J. Brown, but Hurts would have been sacked in a real game. I just think that he still is not where I need him to be. And I know they're just throwing vanilla plays out there, but that dude would have been sacked how many times yesterday? You guys were there. You've seen it. Like, the defense is definitely running the day. There were some things that I just like picked up as I was there. The defense is just looks like they're going to be pretty, forceful this year.
Yep.
Linebackers looked pretty good yesterday.
Yeah, something we haven't really seen, especially like linebacker core. They look quick to the ball. Like the second the ball is off, like the defense is on it, which is really good to see.
Yeah, the cool thing, I know they were doing like throwing drills down the field, but the linebackers were right in front of us, like just running through some like slant covers and all that. And it looked like, from what I was watching, like I was really looking at Nakobe Dean when he was stepping up there. Like his instinct to the play recognition was pretty good. Yeah, and Jordan Davis was nasty yesterday. Like he had a sack. So did who else had the sack? Mike. Hassan Reddick was manhandling people out there. Like it was very good for us for defensively.
Very sad for us offensively.
Yeah, I was just like blown away by like the dude still is not making good progressions. Like he's just not. So
it's funny because like we're all sitting together and like it wasn't the 2-minute drill. It was like earlier in the day. It might have been 7-on-7. No, maybe it wasn't. It might have been 11-on-11 because he juked. Remember, he juked Brandon Graham.
Yeah.
So during that period, what did they run, like 10 plays or 8 plays or something? And we're watching it, and they run the 10 or 12 or 8 or 10 plays, and Chris turns around and he says to me, he goes, yeah, that's great and all, but like he threw the ball twice that whole period.
Yep.
Like he ran the ball 4 times. They ran the ball 2 times, and then he threw the ball twice. Like that does not impress anybody. Like, okay, I shouldn't say anybody, but at least the 3 of us. I don't think it impresses us very much. We came to kind of see him throw the ball down the field. And listen, it's an open practice. This is probably going to be their most easy practice, their most basic practice possible. But yeah, like he did nothing yesterday, Jalen Hurts, to like impress me or give me any more confidence. And like that's the thing. It's like I'm especially today after the practice, like I'm seeing all these people say on Twitter like he doesn't have to be great. He just got to get a little bit better. But what happens when he gets a little bit better, and then they fucking pay him a ton of money, and then he's your quarterback forever? No, not forever, but like for the next 4 or 5 years. Like I don't want that. I want a guy that's gonna win me games, and I don't see him winning games.
Dom, you had gotten up to go get water, and me and Mike are just sitting there.
Because it took you 45 minutes to do so.
Listen, man, I was in the air condition. I got to go up to the mezzanine. You know, the AJ Brown touchdown. I'm sitting in air watching, drinking some water. I got to meet Swoop. You guys are sitting in the heat. I don't know what to tell you.
The first score, he goes and he breaks this run off, and he goes in and he throws the ball into the crowd. And I
saw the highlight.
Yeah, I turned around to Mike and I'm like, "You got sacked there."
Yeah.
And everybody's like, yeah. And he's like, "There." And then you look up on the scoreboard and they're like, they took the touchdown away from them. And they're like, yeah, that would have actually been a sack there. I'm like,
yeah, dude, they blew the fucking whistle. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, you didn't do, you would have been down. Like, you would have been down. What about in the 2-minute drill? Like 9 seconds left. He's just like walking up to the, like, dude, let's go. Like,
yeah.
Do something.
Yeah, well, that was the issue last year. Like when Mike and I went last year, it was like the 2-minute drill, and like he ran out of bounds with 0 seconds on the clock, and like, bro, you can't do that. Like that doesn't work. You lose the game. Yesterday there was, yeah, like yesterday I forget what happened. It was like he like threw an incompletion or something, and like or no, he ran somewhere, and like he slid. Remember he slid? I think it was. And, like people are cheering, and I'm like, yeah, game's over. Like I just said out loud, game's over.
Yep. Yeah, but like again, it's practice. I don't know how much to really take from it. He didn't impress. I think you can tell more about a player if they look bad in practice than if they look good. But there is something to be said for you play how you practice, right? Like the fact that he's so lackadaisical in a 2-minute drill type of thing, like that could translate to a game. So I do agree there. But overall, I don't. There's not much that I can take away from just watching guys that don't care about practice. Clearly, they don't care about practice.
And even the preseason, like you're going to see the best version of Jalen Hurts week 1 probably. And I don't know if that's a good version. I don't know if that's a bad version. Whatever version it is, it's probably going to be his best version. But like you're not going to see it in training camp. Like especially like I said, like at the practice where it's probably going to be their easiest practice. Also, they're not going to give too much away because there's people with cameras. There's people, anybody could show up. It's so I don't think they're going to show too much other than like the basic. Just like in preseason, they're not going to show their big plays. So yeah, no, I agree. I'm not going to sit here and say like Jalen Hurts is going to stink this year just because of one practice or how he's playing in training camp. Wait till week 1.
Yeah. I guess we can stick with quarterback because Chris, you might be real sad soon because it does it does not seem like your boy Carson Strong has any track to make this roster.
I'm gonna disagree with you. I was reading today that they're saying like this whole Sinet kid is looking. They said that Carson Strong still has the inside track to make the team as a practice squad quarterback. Like they're not going to keep 3. They said something that I was reading today is that Carson Strong has the arm that Sinet will never have, and he has to learn. He has to learn the Eagles' offense. It's much easier.
He's also got to be able to like get out of the pocket too, which that kind of scares me a little bit. Because
not even get out of the pocket. He has to be able to move in the pocket.
Right.
Well, yeah, he was doing some cone drills yesterday, and I was like, he is just choppy.
The best thing I saw Carson Strong do on Sunday was hold the ball for Jake Elliott.
Yeah.
Honestly, he holds a good clipboard.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So it doesn't look good for your boy,
dude. I am all behind you, Chris. I'm with you. I'm Carson Strong. Get it?
No, I got it.
I'm Carson Strong.
No, I got it.
But
Definitely got it.
I'm with you. I'm behind him 100%. I'm rooting with you. Listen, and we even said at the practice yesterday or on Sunday, it's really hard to have 2 reps, and then impress
Yeah.
people. So like,
Sure, absolutely.
you really got to do whatever is given to you. You got to do your best, and like it's really hard when you have like guys who are gonna be like friggin' working at Popeyes next week running routes.
Yep.
So like,
Yep.
it's tough. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm somewhat excited for preseason. I do want to see if he gets, the second half or something, because I don't think Hurts is gonna play much.
I don't think Hurts plays at all.
Yeah,
At all.
He takes one snap. Nope. I don't think he takes a snap.
Do you think he plays it all in the second game?
I do. I just think the first game, like, they don't want to trot him out there. And
But then do you
I
think
don't
he
know.
plays? So do you think he plays in the third game?
no, I think second
Just the second
game's
game,
the only
that's it.
time
How
you're
much in
gonna
the
see
second game you think?
A quarter,
Quarter?
maybe.
I mean, me and Dom, we debated about this a lot last training camp and last preseason. I want my quarterback to be prepared week 1, and the best way you do that is during the game. Like,
Yes.
practice is only takes you so far. I need to play against a live defense.
And we had this argument last year.
We did, yeah.
You have in-game practice.
Yeah,
Or you have practice
we
with other
saw what
teams.
practice looked like. Like,
No, with
Yeah,
other
but
teams.
he
I mean.
doesn't-
you're not allowed to touch the quarterback.
Yeah, he doesn't get popped.
I hear you. I
Like,
completely
you
understand.
gotta be. There's a different like headspace
speed.
you have to be in when you know that you can get popped at any. Like when you're in practice, and you're like, all right, nobody can hit me anyway. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
I think he's been playing football since he's 6 years old. I think he's ready to get hit.
I mean,
I disagree.
I just want him to be as prepared.
Listen,
as he can be.
I completely understand. I get that.
and we debated all preseason last year. We talked about it. So
I understand where you're
I
coming
hope
from.
he plays more than just one quarter like Chris thinks he will.
No, I want to see him play. I'm not saying I don't.
I would like to see him play a quarter in week in the first game, a half in the second game, and a quarter in the third game.
I
That
got
just
you, man.
doesn't happen anymore.
Maybe
That's like
but,
4
like,
years ago.
It shouldn't happen to the Tom Brady's of the world, the Aaron Rodgers
Why
of
not?
the world, the Jake
Why
Allen.
not? They
Because
haven't been popped. Well,
I
they
know-
have the same exact practices
I
as
know-
Jalen Hurts, where
'cause
they
I know what
where
they are.
where they're not.
because they're prepared. I know what they are. They're elite level quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts isn't that.
But why do you have to be an elite level quarterback to in order to prepare for a hit? What does that make any difference?
Not necessarily preparing for a hit. It's
That's
just
what
a
you
different,
said, though.
Game speed. It's game
Yeah,
speed.
yeah. Game speed too. Like those guys.
What's
come
the
in-
difference between game speed and practice and a game speed in the preseason?
I mean, it's different.
It's not different.
The guys aren't getting hit either. The guys aren't getting
It's different.
tackled. They're not trying to.
I don't know.
punch
I
the
saw
ball
4 guys
out.
get tackled last night.
Yeah,
It's
4
different.
versus the entire game.
And how many times is Jalen Hurts going to get hit in the preseason? Maybe 4 times. Maybe. That's just what happens.
I think game speed has more to do with the contact of it, but it's because it's practice. Like we're talking about practice, man, not a game, not a game.
I
We're
know
talking about practice.
but here's the biggest issue. It doesn't matter if it's in a game or if it's in practice. He's gonna get set. The game speed to me is not gonna matter because I don't think he's good. Like that's really the
Sure.
bottom line.
yeah,
and,
I
like,
get you.
How many like we just said, like how many times did they blow the whistle yesterday? And like he would have we said, oh, he would have been sacked there. Oh,
Yep.
he would have been tackled there. Oh, he would have been hit there. Like I if he can't do it in practice, he can't do it in the game. So like at
Sure.
the end of the day, whether we agree or not, like at the end of the day, it's I don't think it's really gonna matter anyway. So
Okay, fly
You know
Eagles
what
fly.
I'm
I
not a
guess.
fan of? I am not a fan of running the ball when you can't tackle.
Quarterbacks
mean?
you're talking about.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree.
like a designed quarterback run. Yes.
oh yeah.
It's really
That-
dumb.
The dude that was sitting next to you, Mike, he
Yeah.
like brought up a great point as soon as Jalen hurt. Like, don't put Brandon Graham in that situation where he can tear his Achilles back
Right.
again. Like,
Yeah.
why were you doing that as a head coach? You know he can't hit the dude. You can't grab him. You're
And-
putting him in a situation where you're putting Graham in a position to get hurt.
Just to play devil's advocate on the quarterback run in practice, there's something to be said for like you have to be able to call these plays in a game, so you need to get the timing down of the specific play. So I understand calling it to a degree, but calling it at the length that they did, I think, was a little much. And
Well, I don't-
maybe it's because they're going to do it a lot, but I don't.
But I think he runs so much that I don't think you can tell when it's necessarily designed. Like obviously, like the the read option is.
Yeah, I don't think it's a necessarily designed quarterback run. I think it's a designed read, and he's just taking the ball.
Right. No, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know, but that's the thing. It's like the read wasn't there. So like,
Sure.
What else is he supposed to do? You guys want him to be ready for game speed. You know what I mean? Like, what else?
Absolutely.
What else is he supposed to do?
I get you.
And that's coming from somebody who doesn't want to see the quarterback run either. Like, but I get what you're saying. I mean, we don't want Brandon Graham in that situation. I definitely don't. But
Yep.
I don't know.
So we talked about a little bit week 1 on Friday, first preseason game. Is there anything specific that you guys are looking at, things you want to keep an eye on in the first game?
That backup cornerback spot. Who's going to be the backup corner, the first one to go in? Is it going to be McPherson? Is it going to be is Avonte Maddox? Will he slide into
Who's it they traded for last year out of
Jimmy
Florida?
Moreland?
No, Tay.
Tay Gowan.
Yeah. I'm anxious to see him a little bit too. If he gets any, when and where he comes in, because they were pretty high on him.
Yeah, I'd like to see Dickerson, what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. I mean Friday.
Well, no, what about, I am.
Jurgens?
Yeah,
I was about to mention Jurgens. Yep.
I'm also really excited to see Dean.
Yeah, me too.
So I didn't really see
him and White.
I didn't see a whole ton of Dean or White even in the practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, TJ Edwards was the star yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really played well.
He got roughed up by Kelsey.
I was gonna bring some points up. Like Kelsey, he was ramped up yesterday. That dude came out ready for a game. Like
he's the only guy we gave a standing ovation to.
Yep.
Because hot take, he's I'm not gonna say only.
Yes,
he's one of the only ones on the roster that deserves it.
Yep,
I agree.
And the other one you could argue Brandon Graham.
Yeah, Lane Johnson.
But
he came.
I can understand the argument. I wouldn't say Lane Johnson.
Yeah. To be honest with you,
taped up with his arm thing on, like he was like ready, like he did tackle that dude, like he was like in ready to go shape.
Yep.
I'll be completely honest with you. So to me, it's different tiers. So I was thinking about this today. Now, the Fletcher Cox, the Brandon Grahams, the Lane Johnsons, they get a very nice clap. I love Brandon Graham, but he gets a very nice clap. There are only a certain amount of guys. Now, let's take this back.
Hold on, real quick before you get into that.
Yeah,
you at one point on this show said Brandon Graham is up there with Bernie. I'm just gonna remind you that you said that.
Yeah,
continue your point.
Yeah, of course.
Continue your point.
Of course, yeah. I said a very nice, very, very hard clap.
If he's up there with Bernie, he gets a standing ovation.
That's probably fair.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's probably fair. All right, fine. I'll move him in that.
Okay.
So, and I don't think they didn't announce him yesterday, right?
Brandon Graham. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
He didn't.
Maybe I wasn't there.
He didn't get a standing O at that point. I don't.
Okay, because I think we came. No, maybe where was I?
You were.
I don't remember
it.
it.
You were in the seat.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
You were in the seat with us because you didn't get up to get water for a while.
And said, does everybody getting a standing O?
Yeah.
He didn't get a standing O. The only one that did was I believe.
I don't remember Brandon Graham coming out. I feel like in the moment maybe I would have if I remembered it, but
people might have given him a standing O. I don't think we did because
we only gave one person a standing.
Yeah,
what I'm saying is
the three of us only did one.
Take this back 4 or 5 years ago. There's only one other guy from that team that I probably would give a standing. Well, besides Carson Wentz, there's probably only one other guy that I would give a standing ovation to, and there's a reason for it.
One other guy, other than who?
Than Kelsey.
Nick Foles.
Brandon Graham.
No.
There's
a reason why I stood up for Kelsey, and there's a reason I would have stood up aside from Carson Wentz because I probably did stand up for Carson Wentz. But there's a guy on the roster that was here, a couple years ago that I would have, if he was still playing and came out, I would have standed up and clapped.
Wow.
So Kelsey and this guy.
It's not like
and there's a reason. No.
Okay. What position?
It's gonna give it away. I mean, I could just tell you.
Defense?
It's offense.
Was it Brandon Brooks?
Ertz?
No. What did you say, Chris?
Brooks?
No. There's a reason why it would be Kelsey and this guy.
You've said that a bunch of times. It hasn't helped. There's
Who
a
is it,
reason.
Dom?
What's the reason?
Because they both should make the Hall of Fame.
Oh, Jason Peters.
Yes.
Okay, all right, okay.
That to me, that's what you deserve for me to stand up.
Okay, that's
And
fair.
I love Lane Johnson and I love Brandon Graham, which just for the argument, so you can just shut the fuck up, I would stand up for him. And Lane Johnson, love Fletcher, those guys have been here. They've won a Super Bowl here. Like, love those guys, but listen, my ass cheeks are precious.
Yeah. That's very true. I don't know how to follow that one. But yeah, I mean, you guys got anything else before we get out of here?
One thing that I want to talk about real quick is
Yeah, go ahead.
I know I said it yesterday to you guys, but Jordan Mailata picking up the trash, like that's just like that is just a symbol of who he is as a player.
Leadership.
And that's who I want as my left tackle protecting my quarterback.
Whoever it is.
If he's making sure there's no trash on the field, he's going to clean up the trash on the quarterback. That's just
even by week 7 when Carson Strong is the starting quarterback.
Oh, even better.
I'm really disappointed you didn't wear the shirt to the practice.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie.
I was washing. I was doing wash. I just
Poor planning on your part.
Yeah.
You do
Very
watch a
poor
couple days
planning.
before that.
yeah. Well, no, I was in.
He was out of
That's
commission.
true. That's true.
He was out of
That's true.
commission.
That's true.
So
I forgot.
no, I'm excited for Friday. Like I said, N'Kobe Dean, because you're white. I don't think Dean's gonna be with the ones. He's probably gonna be the second quarter, kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say the linebackers are probably the biggest thing right now.
Jaquiski
Mailata's
Tartt.
not gonna play
X.
Friday, right?
No.
What the fuck is the reason for these helmets then? These like popcorn helmets.
I
No,
think
seriously,
just-
everybody's getting hurt. We have 4 concussions. They just started
Is-
these popcorn helmets, and we have 4 concussions. I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't think they mean anything. I think they're just for shits and giggles.
What do you mean? No, they're for safety.
No.
Are they?
No, they're safety. Yeah, they're definitely safety.
It's so there's no concussions. We had 4.
Oh, okay, well, I don't know.
We've had more concussions this year than ever before.
Okay.
We have 4
I
concussions this week.
thought they were just trying to be funny. I didn't find it funny. I think they're weird, and there's no way they can.
No,
actually
everybody's
do
wearing them.
anything. But oh, really?
Yeah, every
Every team.
I
Dude,
didn't
Kelsey
notice.
in training camp last week had
the
the helmet.
bubble wrap.
I saw the
and then-
bubble wrap.
Yeah, the popcorn, and then the bubble wrap.
Okay. Well, sure.
And like 4 guys went down. I don't understand.
It's football. You're gonna get hurt. I don't know. You don't want to get hurt. Don't play football. It's that simple.
Did you guys
Sure.
before did you guys see the whole Flores situation with Miami? They lost the 1st and 3rd round pick, and they were
Yeah.
tampering with Brady.
Did see
Yeah.
this.
Brady was going to be like part owner player, and that's why
Dude, it's really to just get back at them, honestly. Like
I know you
because
think
the whole
Belichick
Flores
didn't
thing.
do that on purpose.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yes, 100%.
Belichick is smarter than that.
Like
Oh, sorry, I meant the other Brian.
yeah.
He's a petty motherfucker. He 100% did it on purpose.
Yep.
But like,
Yep.
but like the whole Flores thing, like that whole issue, I think it's the NFL getting back at them for this. You know what I mean? With
the racial stuff.
yeah.
I would have definitely, if I was Flores, lost games. If you're going to pay me like $1 million,
100%.
I would.
Yeah,
have
of course.
You didn't even have to try to lose games because that roster wasn't very good.
Oh, sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
I mean, that's probably not the teams often pay coaches to like lose on purpose, but like if I had to guess, a lot of rebuilding teams, it's known, hey, your job here is to lose. Like it's not a new concept.
It kind of sucks that like there are guys that go into that situation, whatever sport it is, and like it's like yeah, we're losing games, like
Yeah.
but like your job is safe, and then like at the end of the year, their job is not safe.
I mean,
it kind of sucks.
Brett Brown's was safe for fucking a decade almost. It seems like, you know. I mean,
Yeah, but the whole but what makes the
Flores
Flores situation different is he got
deserves
paid.
a job.
right?
He deserves a job.
Yeah.
That guy was a pretty decent coach.
I agree.
with what he had.
But
Sure.
like the whole Flores thing though, it's like you're going in knowing we're gonna lose games and I may lose my job, but at least I'm getting paid $1 million.
You know, for every loss we have.
Right? Like I don't know. Maybe in the past other teams have done that. Maybe some haven't. I'm sure it's happened before.
Right.
But sign me up. If we're gonna lose on purpose, I'm might as well get paid.
Well, yeah.
And did you see Mr. Kaepernick's name popped up today?
Enough for what? For who?
For Cleveland. If
That's not happening.
We're
if
still doing we're
Watson-
still doing this.
Yeah, it's
We're
not.
we're still bringing up Colin Kaepernick's name in 2022.
they're saying if Watson goes out
No.
for the year, we just
Dude,
They
it's
said that
a recycled story that gets views. That's
yeah.
really what
Oh,
it
yeah,
is.
probably clickbait.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't played since what? 2016,
14,
17,
15?
14? Yeah. So,
Yeah, I think it was around there.
I
Yeah.
mean,
It's to get clicks. Like that, the guy hasn't played football in 7 years.
Kaepernick's going to be in a wheelchair in 2057, and they're going to be like, "Oh, Colin Kaepernick's out there. He still doesn't have a job." I mean, give me a break.
I mean, he would have had a job if when he had that like workout back in April or whatever it was, when teams didn't have their rosters yet.
Sure.
If he still had it, he would have a job.
Sure.
And listen, I'm fine with whatever. I'm not against Kaepernick. I just like it doesn't like he hasn't played in 7 years.
Right.
I'd like
right.
to see him get hit.
You what?
I'd like to see him get hit. He hasn't gotten hit in 7 years.
See, apparently Jalen Hurts hasn't either. So
Fair.
can't just throw him out there. He's got to prepare to be hit. So
I mean, exactly. He hasn't prepared for 7 years in real game speed football.
I don't know, Dom. In my high school football career, our quarterbacks, went and hit in practice. So
well, you
I
guys
don't
are
know
making
why.
$6 trillion a fucking paycheck.
they did hit with the other quarterbacks. So it's not like that.
Yeah,
And to be fair, then like if you had a concussion, I'd just go out there and play. Nobody has to
Yeah.
know about this.
right,
Yeah.
right.
You're good.
Yeah. How many stars you see? Only 2? All right, you're good. Get back out
Yeah.
there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. You guys got anything else, or are we good to get out of here?
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm ready. I'm ready for football. Let's
Ready
go.
for
It's
football.
back. Listen,
Football is back.
listen, really quick.
Go ahead.
Okay, starting last week, there will be football on every week until the Super Bowl, until February.
It's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
It's amazing. Well, technically not NFL because I think they have 2 weeks in between preseason 3 and
Right.
and the first week, but college football's on. So
True.
we've got football on every week from now until the Super Bowl.
Makes
I know-
life just a little bit more bearable.
Of
Yep,
course.
Yep. And the one thing I will say about the practice on Sunday is it's bananas to me that there were people legitimately tailgating for a practice.
Oh my god.
One of the most insane things ever. But I guess that's kind of what makes the city fucking nuts, right?
We pulled in. Mike and I went together. We pull in, and he's like, "People are tailgating," and I was like, "I love this city." I wouldn't tailgate, but
No, it's fucking insane.
yeah, it's nuts. They got kids with beers in their hands. You got kids throwing fucking
Cornhole. They're playing
Yeah.
cornhole.
Oh, I watched-
Yeah,
It's
I
nuts.
watched a dude get beat up on my way over
yeah. You were
at
telling us that.
Xfinity. Yeah, the dude got the bouncer just destroyed this drunk guy. I'm like, all right, we're in full time
Yeah.
game mode right
Yep.
now.
Football is back in Philadelphia. That's,
Sure
that-
is.
that's what it does. But all right, we're gonna get out of here. If you're watching, subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Leave the rating and review on both of those places, especially Apple. Subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell everybody you know.
Tell your mom. Tell your dad. Tell your brother. Tell your
Tell
sister,
everybody
tell
you
your,
know.
Tell your boss. Tell your fucking neighbor. I don't give a shit.
Tell your
people.
dog. Have
Yeah.
your dog
Yeah, why
press the play button. I don't care who does it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Again, check out our website, Fired Up Sports. Check out the Manscaped stuff. Promo code Fired Up. Also, I forgot to mention off the top, we're now affiliated with BetUS. So click our link on. It's on our website and it's
Oh,
on
we forgot
our.
to talk about the survival.
That's true. We did do that. I forgot about that. So we now
We
have.
got a lot of stuff happening.
We got a lot
Yeah.
going on. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I gotta write it down because I'm a very forgetful person. Just ask my wife. I'm a very forgetful person, so I gotta write all this down. We do. We have a survivor pool, now. The link is, I guess I gotta put it somewhere. I think it's on our Twitter and Facebook. I'll share it again if I remember. I should probably write that down too. But it's free to enter, and the winner of it gets a Phired Up shirt from the store, the shirt of your choosing.
Yes.
And if you don't know how Survivor Pool works, basically you have to you pick one game each week, and if you win, you keep going. But the catch is you can only pick a team once. So week 1, you pick the Eagles to win against the Detroit Lions, and they win. You move on to week 2, but you can no longer pick the Philadelphia Eagles.
If you pick the Eagles and they lose, you're out.
You're done. Yep, you are done. You are eliminated, and it's last one standing. The person that is the last one standing will win the Phired Up shirt.
It's funny because I've been in survivor pools that were over by week 3, and some that have lasted till week 15. So we're hoping we're somewhere in between that.
Yeah, there's ones that I've been in where you'd had to do double picks because people weren't getting eliminated, so you had to go double picks.
That's
really
tough.
Yep.
Dude, I still don't know who I'm going to pick week 1.
I was looking at it
too.
The week one. There's not a lot of like toss ups. Like it's very
I have
tight.
I have a rule that
Okay.
I prefer to pick the home team, and I prefer to not do a division game. But
Agree
the home
on
team,
the division game.
the home team is a little tough at times, so like you
Yeah.
have to kind of bend the rules a bit. But this year, it's like week 1's all division almost.
Like I might have to go Eagles week 1.
It's tough. After the video I saw today
Yeah.
of the Lions, it's tough, man.
I know they're fired up.
Yeah, they are fired up.
Fired up. There you go.
I'm a big Lions guy this year. I don't think they're going to do anything, but they're going to win more than one game.
I mean, yeah. I feel like they have to. But another
They're
one.
Hard Knocks?
Are they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Okay.
tomorrow.
Really? I haven't watched Hard Knocks
Yeah.
in years. Okay, I'll
But go ahead.
have to give it a check. One team that is on my radar for week 1, Washington. I guess they're the Commanders now. I gotta call them the Commanders. The Washington Commanders against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think I might lean Commanders. It's a ballsy pick.
I
It's a
think I'm
very
leaning Cincinnati.
What was that?
I think I'm leaning Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. I forget who they play.
Me too. But I just
coming
remember
off the Super Bowl loss.
Yeah. I just remember.
I
like
vaguely
that
vaguely remember thinking Cincinnati as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that.
Yeah. We'll talk about it
when
more
it
next
comes
week.
up.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna get out of here, and we'll see everybody next Monday.